Hi everyone, Michal is here from the eCom Power Summit, and our next session is with Carrie Miller. She's a brand evangelist at Helium 10, and I'm so excited for her topic. And I had a chance to go through her slide. It's so much information, guys. Make sure you take some notes, and I will let you take the stage.
Alrighty, I'm so excited. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it because I do have a lot. So buckle up, and you probably want to get the recordings for this because there's a lot of information. But here we go. So a little bit about myself. I am an Amazon seller and a Walmart seller. I started selling on Walmart a little over 2 years ago. I also have a Shopify site, and I also am a brand evangelist at Helium 10. So I basically teach people how to use Helium 10 to optimize their business. So the first thing I want to ask is, are you leaving money on the table? Because I talk to a lot of people who are always asking me, is selling on Walmart a good opportunity? And the answer is, I believe yes. And I think a lot of people are leaving money on the table by not expanding their reach to the Walmart customer base. So the Walmart opportunity, I mean, Walmart is the largest retailer in the entire world. They're really moving quickly, and they have a roadmap similar to Amazon. So you can see that they've made a lot of improvements, and you'll see that in my presentation. They're focused on growth. There's just so many things that they're doing. So, I think it's a really, really good opportunity, and I'm here to just show you strategies so that you don't miss out and leave money on the table. So the first thing I want to kind of show you is just my success and kind of the journey that I've had with Walmart, and just some things that they've implemented that have helped me to grow on the platform. So here's a little kind of viewpoint of this. Is last year, and I started selling a product in May. And so from May until February here, it's about 53,000. And I'll show you kind of the journey of sales from then. So this is what it looked like. So May, I was doing about $287,000, okay, in revenue. And that's pretty low. So the next month, they actually introduced a new relevancy model with pay-per-click advertising. So you used to only be able to advertise as high as you were organically ranked. So if you were ranked 100 on a keyword, you could only advertise in the grid up to that 100 spot. So they changed it so it's more relevancy. And so I was able to get to the top of the PPC searches on search and grid. So that put me at the top of the search for a lot of different keywords. And so you can see that my sales started going up when they mentioned, I think it was like mid-June when they changed that. And then the next month, you can see that my sales were better. I have about $1,900 in sales. And then August, they kept growing. And then in September, I actually hit the pro seller badge. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But it actually, if you do a certain number of sales, you get the pro seller badge. And people actually filter for the pro seller badge. So they're actually looking for sellers because they're more reliable and the quality of the products is usually better. So, and then you can see in October, it went to 7,000, November, 10,000. I actually ran out of stock in December. This would have been a much bigger month. So since we're going into Q4, I highly recommend, getting everything set up and sent into WFS, which is Walmart Fulfillment Services, early. I did run out of stock, and we sent stuff in right away, but it just took forever to get it checked in. Similar to Amazon during the holidays, it's you really need to manage your inventory properly. And then 8,000 kind of went down in January. So this is actually this year in 70,000 for this product. And I had a few different experiments that I did that kind of didn't serve me well. I'll talk about those a little bit later. But so I've been kind of experimental with this particular product, but overall it's been doing pretty well. And so if you consider how many products you might have and, whether or not this would be, worthwhile, say you had, 10 products that you could do 100,000 in a year, that's $1 million on Walmart that, you would have not otherwise done. So that's something to think about. If you want to apply, I would recommend that you use this link, helium10.com/Walmart, because if you have any issues, you can actually message me and they can actually give me some information on maybe why you got rejected, or if there are any issues, they'll let me know more details. But if you don't use this, then I don't have access to that. So please use this link so that I can help you if there's any issues. Okay, so then the first thing you want to do when you're setting up is, after you're accepted, you also want to set up your brand registry if you have a registered trademark. And a lot of Amazon sellers already have the registered trademark, so you're already set up for this. This is going to give you access to video ads that are new. It's going to give you access to brand stores. They're currently in beta right now, and then also brand protection. So I highly recommend just going to the Walmart brand portal and setting everything up, because it's very, simple to do that. this is a look. This is what the brand stores look like. They're in beta right now. VitaCup here has a store, so basically it's similar to Amazon, but a little bit more basic. So you can showcase all of your products on the page, and so it's definitely a good, good going in the right direction for this. Okay, so let's get into actually launching the product. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is, where does Walmart get their traffic? Because this will help you to kind of understand maybe some things you should do to get some traffic. So the first thing is they get their traffic from Walmart shoppers, people who are actually going to Walmart and searching for different products. So there is they get about 120 million unique visitors every month. And to compare to Amazon, Amazon gets about 200 million unique visitors every month. So they definitely get a lot of good traffic. Cerebro for Walmart, Helium 10 actually has a great tool to help you find those keywords that people are probably searching for. So what you can actually do is you can actually take a product ID, and the product ID is in the URL, and you can also pull our X-ray extension and copy the product ID from there, but it's the Walmart product ID that's in the URL, and you're going to put that into the search bar, and what you'll do from there is just hit get keywords, and it's going to show you all the keywords that product is not indexing for, ranking for, organic and sponsored. So as you can see, I just put this one one product ID here, and you can see the organic rank and the sponsored rank. What I usually like to do if there's someone who's advertising is I like to put their product ID in here, do some, sorting of the sponsor rank. You can see some really good keywords that way. So you can see the search volume here, who's searching for what. Now, I will say, don't worry too much about the lower search volume, because I actually make good sales on the lower search volume keywords still, especially if they're really relevant. So don't discount those. And, they're definitely still good keywords to target, even though it's maybe even 17 searches a month. I've made sales on those, and actually quite a few sales on those. So don't discount those. Another thing is we have Magnet, so you can actually put in a search term, and it's going to give you some recommended keywords in there. So just for some more keywords that you can target by adding them into your listing, and then also adding them to your pay-per-click advertising. So the next thing place where they get traffic is actually, I didn't even notice this, but Walmart will actually put your product in Google Shopping, and that they're really focused on outside traffic to their products. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to get a lot of benefit from doing your own outside traffic like you do on Amazon, but Walmart's actually doing this for you is what's happening. So they're actually putting your products into Google Shopping. So you're getting a ton of exposure. I didn't even know this until I started searching for my product's main keywords in Google, and I saw, oh my gosh, my product is literally in Google Shopping and towards the front. So that's one way. They also are in Bing searches. So people who are searching on Bing will also see the Walmart listings, and Walmart's a trusted, retailer. So people are going to click on this, probably even more than these others. So, it's a really good place to have your products positioned. The next thing is Walmart influencers. So they've actually been really pushing Walmart influencers. I've seen a ton of this on Instagram recently. I follow a lot of influencers who sell clothing, and they're actually selling a lot of clothing that's actually really fashionable. And it's because it's similar, Amazon sellers who are also putting their products onto Walmart. So I'm seeing higher quality clothing on there, and it's following these creators. So they have an influencer program where they get the commission, just like Amazon. So you can see a bunch of reels. If you want to find these people, I would say search hashtag Walmart partner, or you can do hashtag Walmart influencer, or, hashtag Walmart. You can go onto these like TikTok or Instagram, and you can search those hashtags. And that's how you can start finding some of these different creators here. So you can see some of these reels. They've got, different finds that they have. So Walmart home, best makeup, best summary finds. I took this screenshot back at Father's Day. And this is what they have their own stores too. So they can actually curate, just like on Amazon, all the products that they want you to see. So this guy has all of his products in here. So it's a really good way to get traffic. And that's another way they're kind of pushing people towards Walmart. And then the next thing is Walmart Plus. If you go into the Walmart stores, they have advertisements for Walmart Plus everywhere, and it's pretty much like Prime. So they're giving discounts on gas and free home delivery for groceries. And also, even I noticed when I was looking at the Platinum American Express, they actually give you a free Walmart Plus membership. So they have a deal with American Express. So if any of you have this Platinum American Express card, take advantage of this and get your free Walmart Plus account, but they're doing a lot of things to really promote Walmart Plus, which is, they're going to get free shipping, the free 2-day shipping, just like Prime. There's a lot of perks. So that's getting people more into their ecosystem. So the more people who are on the Walmart Plus, they're going to be able to, when they're doing a search, like, oh, I have free shipping on Walmart, I might as well click that. So they're really starting to boost that way. So let's go ahead and get into the launch strategy. So the first thing you want to do is you want to optimize your listing. Then you want to get reviews and you want to run Walmart PPC. So let's first of all talk about rank. So the first thing is product type, and I'm going to go into detail about this, but you have to make sure that you are in the right product type. If you choose a category and they put you in the wrong product type when your listing comes up, it'll actually be really, really difficult to rank for keywords that you want if it's not a relevant product type. And this happens all the time when you'll select a category and then they choose the product type for you, and it might be completely wrong. And that happened to me. And so all you have to do is open up a case and then, ask for a better product type, and you can ask for a specific one and they can help direct you that way too. Listing quality score is really important. They actually have a score that they give you, and the higher that score, the more you're going to show. So I'll go over in that as well. SEO keywords, you want to optimize for Google in addition to Walmart because of those different things like Google and Bing. If you do a lot of keyword stuffing, you're not going to show up, but the more you kind of optimize the way that they tell you in terms of your title, you're going to show up in those Google searches. And so that's going to give you more exposure. Conversion rates are important for your rank. And then also pinned items is something that's a little bit different for Walmart. It is basically there's account managers for certain brands, and they actually can go in and pin certain products up to the top search. So maybe they're like lower, they might get pinned. So if you do have an account manager, then maybe you can ask them if they can pin you to the top 10. Sometimes they even just have managers that are managing the kind of category. Maybe they're the clothing category manager. They might pin certain listings that have really good content up to the top. So pinning is to the top 10 spots. And so that's something you can't really control unless you have kind of the connection with an account manager, but something to be aware of, if some your product just randomly shows up in the top 10. Okay, so step 1 for getting launched, optimize your images. And you can see here, I took a little screenshot of this bowl listing. You've got all these sponsored placements right underneath your images, and then also just right under the buy box here. So I recommend that you really sell the customer in the images. Make sure you put all of your selling points in there. If you have infographics, basically when somebody is done with your images, they should understand the majority of, the best selling points of your product and the benefits so that they can make a decision based on just the images. And I say that just because there are so many different things on here that can distract them. Maybe there's a different price point here, but you want them to add to the cart once they see these images. So here's kind of an example. These are kind of, showing good selling points: easily mince unpeeled garlic, stainless steel, easy to squeeze, rust proof, easy to clean, all really good selling points that you would want to put in the images. So make sure you sell people in the images as much as possible. And a lot of Amazon sellers already do this. So, but if you didn't do this on your Amazon listings, I think it's, something good to kind of rethink when you're going to Walmart. And then you can also optimize your Amazon images as well. The next thing is optimize your listing. Okay, so I know this one doesn't have the ads on here, but most of them do. But I wanted to just kind of point that out because this one actually goes right to the product details under the images. So sometimes that happens, but for the most part, there's always ads under there. So just wanted to clarify there. But optimizing your listing is more than just the copy, the product type, like I mentioned before. So each product has a product type that is associated with it. So when you choose a category, when you're creating your listing, it automatically puts you into a product type. If basically what's going to happen is there's a list of queries that are connected to that product type. So you won't be able to rank for any keywords that are outside of that product type. So you want to make sure that you find the product type that it encompasses the most keywords that are relevant for your product. So a lot of people actually do A/B testing with their products. So I know someone was talking about nutritional supplements versus herbal supplements. They were in the herbal supplement category, and they realized that nutritional supplements, when they moved to that product type, they were able to encompass more keywords than the herbal supplements. So that's something that you can test, and you basically just have to open up a ticket every time to change your product type. But I think it's worth it because you'll expand your keyword reach. So that's something that's really, really important, especially if you get put into the wrong product type, you won't rank for those keywords that you want to rank for. And I had this kind of happen when I first started. I was like, I can't see my product in any of these keywords. And it's because you have to be in the right product category. Sorry, product type. So all you have to do is just open up a different a ticket to get that fixed. Another thing is a lot of people copy and paste from Amazon, and a lot of people do a lot of keyword stuffing in Amazon, which is fine on Amazon. But if you do it on Walmart, you're not going to show up for those outside searches like Google and Bing. So it actually kind of hinders you, and it also hinders you from ranking really well on Walmart. So I would highly suggest that you optimize for Walmart. So here's some different tidbits. That's your canonical URL. It's basically that URL where your product page is. It basically is your title that's in there. So that's something to think about. It has all those, main important keywords and your actual title. So that's what they're kind of taking a look at for all those, Google searches. The title, you need to put your most important keywords, but again, you're not stuffing. So it needs to be most relevant, and you want to include attributes like size and color. They actually will tell you what attributes that they want you to put in there in the listing quality score. So you'll see if you're missing an attribute that they'll suggest it. So another thing, again, avoid keyword stuffing. This is going to really hinder you when you're creating this listing. If you stuff and stuff and stuff, especially like people do on Amazon, it's really just going to hinder you in the search engines. So I would highly recommend that you don't do that and follow the guidelines for Walmart. So the key features, these are like the bullet points. So on Walmart, it's actually kind of like a paragraph description. And then underneath that, there's bullet points, which are the key features. And each one is 80 characters long. You can do between 3 and 10. I always just use all of them. And I put the highest selling point at the top and then kind of go to the least important selling points. And then, just really want to encourage the purchase there. This is a great place to put keywords. So use Cerebro and Magnet to find those really important keywords and make sure you incorporate those into your listing. The description is a minimum of 150 words. It's literally the paragraph. And some categories is actually going to be less than 150 words. And I did notice that mine, I think it was like 87 words total. That was what was required. So it's dependent on the category. So I always start with 150. And then when I upload it, sometimes it'll say on the listing quality score, it's too long for this category. So then you can just readjust it. It should be kind of, more informative information, not really fluffy or generic, but just kind of gives more details for those people who want to read more about the product. It helps customers make an informed decision. So it's like really facts and tips, and another great place to incorporate your keywords. Attributes are really, really important because on Walmart, they actually kind of filter down. So when they do a search, they're going to filter down on the sidebar based on color or size. So attributes actually make your product more visible. So the more they're all in the back end, and you'll see on your listing quality score, you're going to go in there and it'll say fill out this attribute. So it'll be color. So you want to fill out as many things as you can. So for example, if you have a product that's like turquoise, you'd probably want to put turquoise, teal, aqua, like all kind of similar type of colors in there, because you can put more than one attribute in there so that you show up for all of those colors. It's going to help, boost your listing quality score the more attributes you put in there. And, each category is going to have its own list of attributes that are associated with it so that people can find your product. So the way I kind of take a look at this too is I actually will go to, like, say I'm selling t-shirts, I'll search t-shirts, and then I look at the sidebar, and you can actually expand these down and you can see the attributes that are most popular in here. So I would suggest making sure you add those attributes if they're relevant. When you expand these down, you'll see the colors that are most popular, the material. You'll always want to put the material in there. And so this is a really helpful kind of guide to make sure you add in the things that are actually on the filters page. So that's one way to make sure you add those attributes, but no matter what, just fill in as many as possible on the back end. So this is what the listing quality will look like. It'll say, volume capacity. This item requires submission for this attribute. So we're missing the volume, the age group. And so basically you're going to want to go in and fill in as many of these that are applicable. And you're going to see them basically guiding you through this. So you don't have to kind of think, oh no, did I miss something? It's going to actually show you you're missing these attributes. The next thing, step 3, After you've optimized your images first, then you optimize your listing with the product type, the attributes, and the actual listing copy. You're going to go to step 3, which is rich media, which is similar to A+ content. So I have a little screenshot here of what rich media looks like. And you usually have to pay for these modules. So there's different types of modules. You've got a 360 image. You can do a product tour, a product video, a feature set, a PDF upload, and FAQs. I really think their rich media is actually better than what they have available on Amazon. It's really, really cool. And if you want to get this hosted, you can actually connect with McCall so that you can they actually have the ability to host your rich media. So you just pay per module. But it's definitely a really cool thing to add onto your listing. There are some free modules though. So I want to show you those rich media. So you're going to go to get help, and then you're going to click on select support category. You're going to click on items and inventory. And then you're going to click on rich media. And then you're going to click on either 360 images or videos. So these two items on rich media are actually free, and you can do this through Walmart. So you don't have to pay for these ones. So if you want to add a video or a 360 spin image, you can do that, no problem. But all the other kind of A+ content modules, you're going to want to have those hosted. You need to pay for those, but you'll choose whichever one it is. And then it'll give you actual detailed instructions on how to get the video uploaded or the 360 image uploaded. And so that's the way that you go about that. The next thing, step 4, again, you're going to optimize your images. You're going to optimize your listing with the attributes, the product type, and the copy. You're going to add some rich media to enhance. And then you're also going to get reviews. Getting reviews is not as difficult as it is on Amazon. So I'm going to show you some cool ways to get reviews. The first thing is review syndication. So if you have a Shopify site or a website where you have reviews from customers, you can actually apply for review syndication. And I have the link at the bottom here where you can connect to review syndication. So you might want to just screenshot this. And so you can type in that URL. That's where you go to review syndication, and you'll just apply. And then they'll respond to you in an email, and then they'll send you an Excel file where you basically upload your review. So it'll show you put the review, who made the review, and then the link to it on your website. And they'll actually upload those reviews to your Walmart listing, which is absolutely amazing. You can see that there's a little bit of a difference. One is a verified purchaser here, and one's the review syndicated. So actually right here, what's kind of cool on mine is actually puts my website there, which is kind of funny. So sometimes they put your website instead of just your brand name, but here you can see, I don't think it makes a huge difference to have to have just a review or a verified purchaser. Okay, and the next thing is Bazaar Voice. I actually don't really go into that because it's very, very expensive. And I like to show you these other ways because they're less expensive and easier to do. And I'm talking like thousands of dollars for Bazaar Voice. So I'm just going to skip over that. And I'm going to go to the Review Accelerator program, which is if you just upload a listing, you are eligible for the Review Accelerator program. And basically it's for every listing that has 5 reviews or less. So basically what's going to happen is your actual customers. So say you start advertising and somebody buys your product, then you'll have an opportunity for them to be paid to review your product. So basically actual customers, they're going to get a $3 incentive to write reviews, and you pay Walmart $10 for the whole thing. So it must be, the item must have sales in the last 30 days. So it's not like on Amazon where they actually have like reviewers, like they do this all the time. These are actual customers, which I think is even better because it's people who actually wanted your product and wanted to kind of review it. So this is a really great program, I think, because it's just your ideal customer. So up to 5 again. So sometimes people like to do this first and they get the verified purchases and then they do the review syndication. Because once you do review syndication, you have more than 5 reviews, you can't do the Review Accelerator program. So that's something to think about. And then the last thing you could do is, you could do some search, find, buy maybe, and have somebody, search your product and buy it and review it. But the other ones are way easier. So you really don't have to invest in something like that. Okay. Listing quality score. So the listing quality score, when you log into Walmart, you're going to go to the left-hand side bar and you're going to scroll down to where it says growth opportunities, and you'll click on growth opportunities and then it'll be listing quality score. And so the listing quality score, this is where you're going to see your product type. So you'll see your product type. Now, this is, if this is wrong, this is where you're going to report the issue, and you can open up a case there to get it changed. So that's how you find, okay, whether or not, and you usually can tell like this isn't a very accurate product type, or maybe it is, and you're not showing it for certain keywords. So you can write in and just see what other, kind of directions you can go with the product type. It's going to show you your actual score. So this one's really good. It's got 100%, but I would say you want to keep your listing quality score 90% and above. So it's going to grade you on content discoverability. So your actual listing, the attributes, all of that stuff that you actually fill in, the offer. So this includes your price and it includes shipping. So you're going to want to enroll into WFS because Walmart Fulfillment Services actually helps boost your score, and it helps you to rank even better. So that's included in that offer score. So WFS, which is Walmart Fulfillment Services, is very similar to FBA, or Fulfillment by Amazon. So I would highly recommend that you go ahead and enroll into WFS so that you could get that offer right. I also just think it's better because in general, I've seen a lot of people that have gotten suspended off of Walmart because they accidentally copied and pasted the tracking number wrong, or they combined orders. There's a lot of things that go wrong that Walmart just really doesn't want you to do on fulfillment. They really value fast and reliable fulfillment. So it's easier to just use WFS because that just takes care of that part of your score along with the price. And it just makes it a lot easier on you. It helps you with getting the pro seller badge, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So really, I think it's a really important thing if you can to get enrolled into WFS. Now, they used to only allow up to 150 pounds for the product, but now they're allowing bulk items like kayaks or paddle boards and patio furniture with multiple boxes. So you can actually do those now on Walmart Fulfillment Services. Ratings and reviews, again, that's super easy to get. You can do the review accelerator. And usually when you start advertising, you're going to get customers. So it does come with those, those first sales. Or you can do review syndication if that's kind of slow for you. So that's going to go into that score as well. And so the higher your score, the better. So you want to make sure that you, do whatever you can to get a high listing quality score. And the cool thing is you literally can go in piece by piece, and it's going to show you attributes that you need, your quality, like your title. If they think it's too long or you're missing an attribute, you will know exactly what to do to edit your title, edit your description, and your bullets. So it's very, very helpful. All right, the next thing is you want to set up your PPC. Okay, so this is your pay-per-click advertising. It does sometimes pop up into your dashboard already at the top. You can, go to the advertising button up there, but if it doesn't, you can sign up for PPC through walmartconnect.com. So here's some updates. Okay, so search relevancy model, that means you're going to start to show up for relevant keywords, and you don't have to be organically ranked, in order to get up to the top of the search engine grid. So you can actually get to the top. Now products show for organic and sponsored. You literally used to have to turn off your sponsored ads to see where your organic rank is because you weren't showing for both. Now you show up for both. We've seen a higher volumes on the apps, but the ROAS are actually slightly better on desktop. So you have the option to focus on desktop or mobile. It's now a second price auction. So when I first started selling on Walmart, it literally, if you bid $5, you would have to pay $5. But now, if you bid $5 and the going rate is $1.50, you'll pay the $1.50. You'll pay the lower amount. So it's much, much better, much more cost effective. I know some people were wasting thousands of dollars with this when it was first price auction. So much better. Search brands ads are available. Video ads are available for brand registered sellers. There's also, you can see actually some traffic coming from the carousel, but you're going to actually see sales from the search and grid. So I always focus on the search and grid, and then you also buy box as well. And now you can also do variant bidding. So you can choose specific variations to advertise. So that's another really good thing. So there's some really good updates and they're continually updating the pay-per-click advertising platform and making it better and better all the time. So, and you could see at the beginning when I talked about my sales, all these improvements that they've done, I've been able to make more and more sales. So I think it's just going to keep getting better and better. The platform is pretty basic right now. So it's actually good for people who aren't really great at PPC. it's so basic that you can do this and you can set it up, no problem. So here's some placements. So this is the searching grid. So when you do like a search for, an air fryer or a conventional oven here, you can actually see, at the top, there's the top four placements. Those are searching grid. You can see the little sponsored tag. We also have the buy box placement down here, just right under the buy box. And then we also have carousels. Now, carousels are on the bottom of search pages. They're on the actual product pages. They're in a bunch of different places. So you'll see the carousels where you can actually just kind of sort through. And these are where people are really more browsing and looking at a lot of different things. So if your product is something where there's a lot of different ways that it's there's variations in colors and designs, this might be a good placement for you just to get your product more exposure. But it really just depends on the product. There's also the brand headline brand ads here, the search brands for sponsored brands you can see at the top here. So one thing I would recommend though when you're doing PPC is I would recommend that you do keyword research with Helium 10. We have some amazing tools to help you find exact keywords that people are searching for on Walmart. So I would say you should find even some of the long tail keywords. We used to kind of focus on general keywords in Walmart, but now even long tail keywords are getting more exposure with the search relevancy model. So there's a bunch of opportunity to find some great keywords. So we can again use Cerebro for Walmart, and you're going to do a reverse product ID. So that's again in the URL, and you take that product ID that's in the URL on a Walmart description page, and you're going to put it in here, and you're going to be shown all of the keywords that particular product is ranking for organically and for sponsored. So a lot of times, again, I like to sort for the sponsored rank to see where my competitors are advertising, because that usually gives you a good starting list for advertising and just optimizing your listing. But I also like to use these as kind of exact phrases in Walmart. So that's a great strategy there to get those initial keywords. And then you can also use Magnet for Walmart. So you can just put in a phrase and it's going to show you a lot of related phrases along with the search volume of that phrase. And then you can kind of make a list that way as well to not only incorporate those into your listing, but add for pay-per-click advertising. Something I want to talk about is, though, I really think that it's important to do exact match campaigns. And the reason for that is because I have actually lost a ton of money doing auto campaigns and then also even broad in phrase. So that's the experiments that I was talking about, and my sales kind of went all over the place. And I lost some money some months because I was just like, okay, I'm going to take these, I'm going to put them into broad and phrase match. And on Amazon, that usually works. But for some reason on Walmart, it was bad. And so I focus on just doing keyword research constantly in Cerebro, finding those keywords and doing exact matches. And I've been much more profitable that way. So that's what I would recommend. And I always do searching grid for the manual campaigns, the manual exact. I do, the searching grid, and it also does buy box as well. So that's what I would recommend, especially when you're starting out. Just take the time to do this keyword research, and I think it'll start you off on the right foot to rank for those really important keywords. This page right here is our keyword tracker. So once you have your list of keywords, you might have 20, 30 keywords to start with. I would put those all into keyword tracker here, and there you're going to be able to track your rank. So to see if your pay-per-click advertising is being successful, if it's helping you with your rank. That's usually the best way to kind of get going with your rank, is those ads getting more exposure. People click on them and convert, and you're going to see your rank improve. So I put all those keywords in here, and you can actually see the organic rank and the sponsored rank. So this little boost button over here, you can actually click on that and it'll turn red. And when it's red, that means it's actually going to search and find where your keyword rank is every hour on the hour. So if you're launching a product, this is always good to do, because you can be up to date minute by minute hour by hour. You can see exactly where you're ranking. So I always like to do this for not only Walmart, but Amazon. So our keyword tracker is really great, but this boost button is amazing to help you to really just kind of see hour by hour where your rank is. But this is also just a really important thing to just keep track of your success and where your rank is for these keywords. All right, step 7. So once you've done all of these things to optimize your listing, you've got your images right, you've done the right product type, you've put in the right attributes, you've created a listing that's following all the Walmart guidelines, you've added in rich media, and you've done the reviews and all that great stuff. You've enrolled in Walmart fulfillment services. You're going to be set up for success to get the pro seller badge. And so the pro seller badge is this is what it looks like. Okay. I just took this screenshot actually. And you can actually see that you have to have more than 250 orders in the past 90 days. Okay. So this will give you that little pro seller badge. And at the beginning of this, I showed you that my sales increased quite a bit by just getting the pro seller badge. So this is a really great thing to shoot for in the first 90 days. It takes 90 days to be able to show up for the pro seller badge. So the first 90 days of launching, you should really be focusing on all the things that I mentioned in this presentation to really optimize your products and get those sales and make sure that you have all these things. So another thing is on-time delivery rate is important for them. You can see that that's important. If you have Walmart fulfillment services, it's going to be 100%. So mine is 100% there because of that. We don't have any cancellation. There's just a lot of different things that that you have here, but I mean, all of this is helpful with basically, if you use WFS, a lot of this is taken care of. And if you optimize your listing properly and you're doing PPC, usually you can hit these marks. So I highly recommend just letting this be your goal for the first 90 days, getting those 250 orders, making sure that you're in WFS, that your delivery is all on time and all that great stuff. Because again, you'll see an increase in sales and it'll just keep on going, and you'll be able to keep qualifying for the pro seller badge. The pro seller badge, you have to go back 90 days. So every month they'll look back 90 days to see if you were able to hit the mark within those 90 days. So you can lose the pro seller badge, but you can always gain it back the next time if you know what's going wrong. Some benefits: it offers you more exposure, gives you more visibility because customers are going to filter it out on that left-hand side bar. You always see where they can actually filter by pro seller or not. It just gives the customers more confidence in the quality of the product and that they're going to actually get what they ordered. Okay, so here's a little launch checklist. Sorry, these check boxes are a little bit misaligned. I don't know what happened there, but take a screenshot of this, and then this can help you kind of be your guide. So follow Walmart style guides for the title, description, and key features. Like I said, listing quality score, make sure to get a 90% or above. Make sure your images sell the product through infographics, lifestyle, selling points. Make sure they know what your product's all about by the end of the images. Reviews, get those reviews with review syndication. You can do the review accelerator program. All of those things are really easy and great to get those initial reviews. It's going to help your listing quality score too. Because when you first list your product, it might be lower because you don't have any reviews and you don't have any kind of history of WFS or shipments. So once those get going, you'll start to get a better listing quality score. Make sure you put your products into Walmart fulfillment services if you can. It's going to help boost your rank. It's going to be a really good benefit for you. Rich media, make sure you utilize especially those free modules with the videos. You can for sure at least put a free video on. But again, if you want to host rich media, we saw on Amazon increases in sales when we put on rich media, which is our A+ content. So it's the same on Walmart too. It just enhances your listing overall. Start advertising. A lot of people talk to me when they're launching and they say, "Oh, I'm not doing very well on Walmart." And I'm like, well, and I'll actually ask all of these things. Did you do all these things? No. I just copied my listing over and set it and forget it. And then I'm like, did you advertise? No. You would never launch a product on Amazon and not advertise. That's just kind of unheard of. Same thing on Walmart. You need to advertise to get your product going, get that exposure for it. And then you want to track your keyword rankings with Keyword Tracker. And if you're not making any traction, then you maybe want to go back and just see what's going on with that and see if you can make any adjustments. Maybe you're in the wrong product type. If you're not showing at all for that product, that's probably what's going on. You need to kind of look at your product type and maybe adjust that. So that is overall basically how to kind of launch your product, all the different details and kind of step by step there. But I have one extra thing because I actually hear this a lot from people, and that is comp errors. So sometimes you'll get a comp error and it doesn't really tell you what's going on with this comp error. So when you're first listing, it's like, I've had some friends have this happen. Just, they're listing their first product and it says comp error. And that usually means that you've used a forbidden keyword, like on Amazon, how they have the pesticide keywords. If you use antibacterial, antimicrobial, or any of those kinds of keywords, and you can actually look on Amazon seller forums to see if they, there's usually kind of discussion about it, and there's some lists different places. But I would, if it's forbidden on Amazon, don't use it on Walmart because it's going to be also banned on Walmart. So if you get the comp error and it's like you put antibacterial in there, once you delete antibacterial out of that listing copy, you'll be able to see your listing go up live usually within 15 minutes. So that's kind of how I would suggest going about comp errors, is just kind of look into your copy and see if there's any words that could be illegal and delete them, or just delete the whole thing and just start from scratch again and see if you can do very basic and see if you can get it up and going and then expand it out from there. So that is basically it. I know that was a lot of information for launching your product, but if you do these things, I do believe that you'll see success. I know a lot of the successful Walmart sellers that I've talked to, they do these things. And so I know that if you do them, you can have a successful Walmart launch as well.
All right, that was amazing. So much information. Wow. Carrie, thank you so much for this amazing information. And yeah, you guys can find Carrie also. They have their own Walmart Facebook group, right? When Carrie is also going live.
Yep.
And so where else they can find?
Well, yeah, the Facebook group is called Winning with Walmart, Helium 10 Winning with Walmart. So you can join that group. You can find me if you're a Helium 10 subscriber, we have a Helium 10 members group. But also on LinkedIn, you can find me there as well. Just search Carrie Miller Helium 10 and you'll find me on LinkedIn as well.
All right, amazing. And guys, you will see more of Carrie in this summit, so stay tuned for our announcement. And thank you so much. And thank you for Helium 10 for giving us those amazing prizes. So you guys make sure you also stay attuned to all the giveaways. We do it 3 times a day. So we want to see you there. And yeah, thank you, Carrie.
Thank you.